Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sade. This is my second video and it's just going to be about my journey. I have my notes here, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at because, you know, it hasn't been that long honestly, but I can't remember things. In college, I was a dancer on a dance team, and I put a lot of pressure on my legs without knowing that I had this issue. At the time, I was still kind of just wearing whatever I wanted, like leggings, skinny jeans and things like that. I feel like I say skinny jeans like a million times when I'm talking on this. Let's say about 2018, this is when I was out of college. By 2018, I stopped wearing skinny jeans. I stopped wearing leggings because at this point is when I started to experience symptoms. And I experienced symptoms before, but debilitating that, okay, I can't wear this article of clothing because it's a problem. Before, I would just like feel at the end of the day, like if I wore something that was kind of uncomfortable, at the end of the day, I'd be like, whoa, but I still wore it. You know, it was still okay. 2018 is where I'm going to start. Stopped wearing skinny jeans, stopped wearing leggings, and realized that I really have a problem here. Still never really went to the doctor for it because, I don't know, I just didn't. It was just one of those things where I was just kind of dealing with it. And I know it was vein issue, and that's actually where my research started. So I started like Googling things, trying to figure out like, what is this? Still didn't know it was CVI. I was just looking at like varicose veins. And I started researching things like that, and I learned that, okay, elevating your legs helps with relief. So that's the number one thing that I did starting from that year. Actually before that year, I was doing that, yeah. So I started elevating my legs, but I think I increased it at this point in time. I was more conscious of it. It started to affect me, just like my day to day. So yeah, so it progressively got worse, and in 2020 is when things got really, really bad. So 2020, as we all know, that year was crazy. So I ended up moving, and then working from home, which I never did before. So I don't know if this made a difference, but I just know that this is when I started noticing it. So I would sit down long hours, and sitting down became an issue. Like sitting down for 5 minutes became an issue. Sitting down for 3 minutes became an issue. Like I always felt like I had to like shake my leg or elevate it, massage it, because I was feeling like I was feeling the blood struggling to go up my legs. I was feeling, I don't know if it's a restless leg syndrome, but my legs were very restless. And I felt like I had to move it, I had to pick it up, I had to shake it. I just felt so irritable. It felt like an itchy, tingling pain, prickly. I like to describe it as a prickly feeling on the inside. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but that's my interpretation of the way it feels. It's really hard to describe. But that's what I felt. And I felt it at this time, mainly in my lower limbs. And then, so yeah, and then additionally to being uncomfortable sitting down, I got uncomfortable standing up. So like standing up, I couldn't stand in one spot like normally for like a few minutes. I had to move. So to me, this was a very extreme situation. Sitting down is an issue. Standing up is an issue. And, I kind of need to do those things, like clearly, like I cannot lie down like forever. So, I was like, I need to go to the doctor. So I went to Vein Clinics of America. Slow down. I went to Vein Clinics of America, got it checked out, and that was the first time I heard chronic venous insufficiency in my life. So I was like officially diagnosed with it in 2020, and this was November 2020. They told me that, by the way, no shade to Vein Clinics of America, but experience was not that great for me. It was not that great. At this point in time, I had done extensive research on chronic venous insufficiency and learned that there's not that much research out there on it. And a lot of the studies that are done on it are from the UK. So in fact, the procedure I did is not actually FDA approved. Someone please correct me if I'm wrong on that. But in 2020, when I did it, it's not technically FDA approved. It's been done many times. So it's a well-known procedure, but in the US, it's not. So there wasn't that much information on it, which is what led me to doing this channel in the first place. So yeah, I'm not gonna get too deep into that, but my experience was very annoying because like, I felt like I had to prove that I was really in pain. I had to prove that like this was really a problem. There was just a lack of empathy that I experienced. I don't know if anyone experienced that. I just feel like if you're a physician that deals with veins, you should know that this is like the severity of it, or how severe it can be anyway. So long story short, I ended up doing, I'm going to put it up here because I could be saying this wrong, but radio frequency ablation is the procedure that I got done. It's a minimally invasive procedure that was done in one day, and I was able to go home the same day. And I got it done in both of my legs because, again, I was experiencing severe pain and discomfort in both of my lower legs. So they started on my right leg. They had to do it in 2 different days. So they did the first procedure on my right leg, and they basically make an incision, go in with a catheter, and basically use heat to, I think it's thermo radio frequency ablation. I'm guessing at this point. It's going to be up here. But so yeah, so they use a catheter to go into the vein and basically heat it up and like destroy it. So that's what I got done. And this procedure, they messed up. They did the procedure correctly, but they touched one of my one of my nerves by accident. So I'm making this video in 2022, and that nerve damage that I got from that procedure, I'm still feeling the effects of it. I was told it was going to take a year to go away, and I was in excruciating pain for months, and it just like gradually got better. At this point, it's actually better, but it's just sensitive to the touch in the area where it's affected. Now I'll put a picture here of like the part of my foot that was affected. It's crazy because like they didn't touch my foot. It was my calf. It was my calf that they went in, but I guess the nerve that runs along the vein that they were working on was right next to it and somehow affected the nerve of my foot. Luckily, the procedure itself for the vein went well. The second one on my left leg went well. It was a good procedure. My legs were feeling so much better after it. I was really happy. And because it was the worst pain I was feeling, I was able to say, oh, well, I'm feeling discomfort in other areas that I didn't even notice because I was so focused on the pain I was feeling in my lower legs. Like my upper thighs started feeling the same type of discomfort, not at the same intensity. But I later learned that fixing my posture actually helped with that, because the doctor who did my minimally invasive procedure, he said that the discomfort I was feeling in my thighs was not from veins. So he said it might be because like in my groin area, like when I sit down, you guys can't see me sitting down right now, but when you know how you sit down, like your groin area where your leg meets your hip. So he was saying that a nerve might be pinching there and might be like shooting some sort of like something into my legs. So that's what really like triggered me to fix my posture. So I have to get this out because I just lost my train of thought. Damn it. Wow. I went to the chiropractor to work on my posture, which, by the way, I've had terrible posture, and I really believe that posture has a lot to do with, at least the pressure on the veins in my body, it did. Because I noticed that even up till now, since I fixed my posture, I went to the chiropractor, and they taught me how to basically do certain exercises to strengthen my back, as well as I wore a posture corrector, which I will, you know what, I'll put the link below to my posture corrector, because I want everyone in the world to get one. Because whether you have CVI or not, I do believe that wearing a posture corrector has so many benefits, because I've experienced so many benefits with it. I'm gonna make a whole posture corrector video because I love my posture corrector. And I know my family and friends are probably laughing at me if they're watching this right now, because I am such an advocate for them. And I will link it to the one that I bought. Link below the one that I bought, which works wonders. It's such a discreet way of fixing. It's like wearing a backpack with no backpack. Like the strap, it's just like the straps. So anyway, I digress. So fixing my posture helped with the pain that was going into my thighs. So that might not be a vein thing, and that might not be your issue. You know, you might not be experiencing that, but it's something that helped me. Another thing that helped me, I'm just gonna go ahead and, sorry, this video's all over the place, but one of the things that helped me also is having a better diet. And so I also suffered with chronic constipation growing up, and even in I say growing up like it stopped. It did kind of stop, even in my adulthood, up until adulthood. And I basically started associating like straining, this is nasty, but straining when you're trying to use the bathroom with the pressure that's put in your leg. So I started doing some research on that and found that there is a correlation between vascular like health and pressure and like straining, which leads me into like me figuring out that working out was like not good. The next thing I did was visual scalotherapy. I'll put that up there too, because clearly and that's more like for surface veins, for like veins like on the surface of your skin. Not necessarily all that you can see, but some you can see, some you can't, but just ones that are closer to the skin. And this was definitely not even considered like surgery. So it's basically just injections, and they inject the vein, and that basically treats the vein. So after I did that, ooh, my legs are feeling great, which lasted for a while, and some pain came back in my left leg towards my knee area. This is a chronic disease at the end of the day, so I wasn't expecting it to be completely gone forever, although I am praying for that. But I went back and actually, they told me that they wanted to do another radio frequency ablation in my left leg again. But I was a little bit traumatized by the whole nerve damage thing, and I was like, is there another way? Like, is there another option? And they basically told me that I can do the visual scalotherapy, this, in the left leg as an alternative. So I chose to do that because I just feel more comfortable with it. It's just an injection. Can't touch. Chances of you messing up my anything else is a little bit slimmer. So I was like, okay, I can do that. So I did that, and the physician was a little, this is the same guy that, you know, gave me nerve damage in my right leg. He never apologized to me. He was just so like not empathetic. So, you know, he wasn't really for me doing just an injection in this vein. He really wanted me to do the whole thing, but he's like, well, since you're scared, you know, we could just do this, but it's probably not going to work. So anyway, I got it. I still stuck to my guns, and guess what? It worked. Listen to your body, guys. Like, I know that you may not be a physician, you may not know how to do the procedure, but listen to your body. Figure out what you know, work with the doctors, of course, but don't just take people's word. Also think about what you believe is right for you, because you are the one who is experiencing it. So long story short, it worked. And I did it in 2 different places in my left leg, one towards my ankle and one at the knee. So I don't have pictures because I don't like to be reminded that I'm dealing with this. Personally, I don't like to I don't like to talk about it. So I don't have any pictures to share, and even if I did, I don't even know if I'm at the place where I'm like vulnerable enough to share that. But right now, you know, my legs are great. I'm taking into practice like dressing more appropriately, being conscious of my exercising, make sure my posture is correct. As I sit up straight as I say that, make sure my posture is correct. Make sure I'm eating well so that my digestive health is intact. Yeah, so, and also the last leg of that is like my stocking journey. I'm going to call it a stocking and sock journey. My compression socks and compression stockings. That's a whole nother video, to be honest, but I did wear those along the way. So you do have to wear compression stockings after you get these procedures done. It is required, actually, and it's required for you to wear it. Don't quote me on the amount of time, but I believe it's 7 days after the procedure, after the radio frequency ablation procedure, and then it's recommended that you wear it like either every day or as much as possible after that. Thank you so much for hearing my journey. Let me know down below, like, not your whole journey, but, you know, things on my journey that you can identify with, and that you know, you've done the same thing, or if you have any ideas, or if anything I said was wrong, you need to correct it, please let me know down below. Please be respectful. So have a great week, whatever day of the week you may be watching this. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and peace, people. Thanks for watching.